back to Beauty Marks Podcast, a space where we embrace our marks acquired through our journey. My name is Elizabeth Savillon, and welcome to another episode of this podcast. I am so excited to be back in the room with Hi Hello Labs in downtown Orlando. Love this space and being able to create content for you guys on video. So if you want to continue listening to the podcast, it is available on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you stream. But also remember that the video option is available on YouTube, and make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and that helps to reach more people. So this month we are doing another She Cultivates event, and if you haven't followed She Cultivates, it's all about building community in Orlando, and we are having our other event coming up next week on March 18th at 5 p.m. with a mental health counselor, Maria, which is one of my favorite therapist, and she will be actually talking about cultivating within, and when it comes to imposter syndrome, the way that we see ourselves, because that's really how it stems, how we interact with the world and the way that we see people. And so if you haven't gotten your tickets, make sure to do so. There's a limited capacity, and I hope you can make it. So I saw a trend on TikTok that I actually wanted to do a video about, and I started taking notes of things that I'm too old for. And even though I am 27 years old, I feel like sometimes I relate to what people said when they're like 40 years old, because I deep down am an old soul and really have I'm really about like self-care and, setting my boundaries and making sure that I feel comfortable and all those things. So it's funny because the first thing I thought about, things that I'm too old for, is being pressured to do something. So back in the day, in my early 20s, I feel like I would be like, if everybody was going to go somewhere, I felt like a lot of FOMO if I didn't go. So I would be like, it's okay, I'll be at Disney all day, and then I'll go out with someone. And then the next morning I would go out again or do and have something to do. And it's like, I wasn't able to get my sleep. I was on the rush. And so now I feel like something that I have found is that I don't feel FOMO. If now I check in with myself and I'm like, actually, I don't really want to go. That sounds fun for them, but for me, I'm okay with not going, which is, I feel like, a huge win, because that was part of my people pleasing part, which has helped me to be who I am today. And so the next thing was not having clear relationships. And so a lot of back in the day, I would really see the relationships of chasing or really being walking on eggshells. And I feel like something that I value now at 27 is having clear, set relationships and knowing where you stand with people and knowing the place and the access that people have to you and them and you to them. And I feel like that has just given me a lot of peace. All the things that I'm too old for is really stuff that has cultivated the peace that I have today. The next thing is really taking care of my mental health, my taking my vitamins. Literally, I started this year taking the IV vitamins, which has been so good. And before, I feel like I was running on coffee and just no sleep. And so now I'm okay, I have to take my vitamins. I have my reminder on my phone. That's when you know you're getting old. And I'm just constantly making sure, educating myself on what things I should be taking and what things, what you're eating, looking at the back of the ingredients. And it's stuff that back in the day, I wouldn't care. It was now I do value that and I do see the benefit of it. So it's I am really too old for just not caring about my body internally. The next thing is going out super late. So I used to be someone that, I guess it goes with the first point that I made of having FOMO, but it would be consecutively that's when you know you're having a great week, when you're when you have a packed out schedule at night. And so even though I am a night owl, I value nights in and being able to watch Netflix and watch a movie at home. And sometimes I don't watch movies at the movie theater anymore, which the younger me would be like, what? We don't have Movie Pass anymore? So it's being able to just be in the comfort of my home, that helps with also not feeling the FOMO and just being able to enjoy my own company, which the other part of things I'm too old for is to wait around to do things with other people. something that I have found now, being where I'm at, is the freedom when it comes to feeling comfortable with doing things by yourself and feeling good with your own company, making a list of the things that you want to do. And if you have friends to do them with, and you have people that enjoy those things, you're able to do that. But if not, you still go. Like, if you want to go to the beach because you're like, I want to go see the sunset, it's like you set a date for yourself. Or if you want to try a new place that you're like, it's been on my list for a while and I know that it's now or never, like I need to go, making a reservation for yourself and like treating yourself. I feel like those things are something that my 20-year-old self would be like, what, we go out by ourselves? And it's like, yes, that is something worth doing and taking advantage of. The next thing is caring about other people's opinion. And I feel like as you get older, you really stop caring so much about the fitting in or like being with the trends or like what the norm is. It's like what really is normal. And that has pushed me to then do my acting classes that I started this year. And I feel like that was something that my 20-year-old self, or even in high school, I would be like, what? Like, who does that? And it's like, no, like that goes with not caring what people say. It's like you find the new passions, try new things. Like, you're never too old or too late to try anything. And I feel like now I am too old to care about what other people's opinions are about like what I'm doing, because it's like all the things that I'm doing align with the life and who I'm becoming. And so making sure to not limit yourself because of the opinions of others. Another thing I'm too old for is people that are negative, complaining, or reactive. Like if someone's having like I would say an adult tantrum, I am one of those people that it's just, I'm like, oh, nope, gotta go. Like I just personally just can't handle that. And I'm like, maybe it's a part of me that's like gone to therapy and is aware that I'm like, I just personally don't want to entertain that. And even people, it's happened to me where it's like someone like shoves me and I'm like, oh, like I just look back, but like they kind of want a reaction and I'm just like, okay, like I just am not that person. Same with like road rage. I don't get it. Personally, we're all going somewhere and like I'm not going to let someone ruin my day because of that. And I feel like a lot of people, I feel like as they get older, they actually get more reactive. But I feel like for me, I feel like the opposite. I'm like, they're just having a bad day. Like I just don't let that ruin my day, which before I feel like I was like, I would let the littlest things of someone else's energy or the way that they were affect that in me. And I feel like that is part of like the boundary setting and the self-awareness. And so it is worth doing it because you will see the benefit of just like your day to day feel so much less of the pressure of external things happening to affect you on the inside. The other thing that I am too old for is adult bullies, and they are out there. I see them on reality shows, and I was watching a reality show. I'm not gonna lie, I watched The Perfect Match on Netflix, and I saw one of the girls there that was like bullying another girl, and it was just like, there's a part of me that's like, are there really adult bullies out here? Like, you're really talking bad about other women? And that's something for me that is like a no. Like, I'm too old for that. Like, I am one of those people, maybe because I experienced bullying also like in middle school and high school, that I feel like I am now like the full force on the opposite side. Like, if I see that happening, I will say something because I just feel like we're too old for this. Like, you are an adult. Even in toxic work environments, like I have been in places where it's like the boss treats adults, like I'm talking about like people that can be like my parents, super disrespectful, and I just don't tolerate that. So that's something that I'm too old for, is to have people disrespect me but also others around me. And I feel like it's part of just something that you feel like as you get older, you don't want to become more bitter. It's like we're all working towards becoming a better version of ourselves. And so I shared a few things of what I'm too old for, but I would love to hear from you. What are you too old for? And it can be something internally or something more casual of something that you're experiencing or that you see. That I saw someone say like, I'm too old to go to restaurants without a reservation, which I agree to, because who wants to wait around? Just like make a reservation. Or something like, I'm too old for plans that aren't on my calendar. Like, let me know ahead of time so I can plan and I can make something, because some people are more impulsive with their decisions. But for me and like my personality, I'm like, please let me know from 5 to 7 business days so I can plan and prepare mentally for what I will be doing. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was a little different, and I hope that you subscribe to this podcast, share it with a friend, and let me know what are you too old for. Make sure to follow Elizabeth Sabby for more, and I will see you guys next week.